All right. Well, hello. Welcome to the Incident Management Cafe. I am Eric Myers, and I am joined today by Bob and Cam. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hey,
Good to
Eric.
be here,
Yeah,
Eric. Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, good to see you guys again. Appreciate you taking the time today.
absolutely. I know it's been a little while since our last one, so excited to get this back on track.
Yeah, a lot of things going on. Super Bowl, New Year's, holidays, everything. So,
Absolutely. New web app.
yeah,
Yeah,
excited about
yeah.
that.
New UI. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. So definitely appreciate it. Well, today I know there's a lot of things going on, a lot of tools being introduced. Like we were mentioning, just new UIs, new this, new that. A lot of stuff coming out. But specifically today, I want to talk about integrations and all these tools on the market and really how important is it for them to talk to each other. So I kind of wanted to get some of your thoughts on that.
Sure.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that it has been the foundation of a lot of people making a lot of money over the past 20 years.
Yep.
If we're talking about integration, even the fact that, and I know that we were discussing this before too, even the fact that you don't have to go to another web page and click a button or perform a search somewhere else, and it's all presented to you in a stepwise fashion in a consolidated view has been a large driver of a lot of organizations over the past 20 years. So I think that from an end user standpoint that is consuming the application or applications in this case, that integratability is kind of at the heart of user experience, right? It's not necessarily just reducing the number of clicks, but presenting them with the most information with the least possible effort.
Yeah, and from a business perspective, and not just business, but think of government, education, right? You really need to integrate with all the changes. I mean, all the new services and apps that are out there. Think of, for example, look at a business model like Uber Eats, right? Or DoorDash, right? So what are they capitalizing on is users who want to be able to order specifically in your car, right? It's a great application for a mobile app, right? I'm driving around, I'm hungry, or I'm in a new place, I don't know where I'm at. So, there's thousands of restaurants out there. I don't know what they are. The restaurants want to get the business. So what's happening is Uber Eats and DoorDash are going to use APIs to talk to those restaurants, right? And then the users will, use a mobile app, the DoorDash mobile app, or Uber Eats mobile app, or a website on your home computer or notebook or whatever it is, right? So these are all a matter of, Uber Eats and DoorDash came along more recently. Think of things like ride services, Uber, for example, right? They may be using their own APIs, but they could be using mapping, geolocating service APIs as well. They don't have to develop that stuff themselves. So you can quickly use and consume all these other services. Google has APIs for all kinds of things that other companies can plug into their systems, even schools, right? Government, right? I need to find a location of a building, an office or something. I'm going to use an API for some kind of mapping service, like a Google API or whatever, plug it in. And like Cam said, it's kind of transparent to the user. You know, I'm on the school website. I'm trying to figure out where my classes are. It'll pop up a map and show me where everything is, figure out where I'm at using my phone or a geolocator based on my internet provider. So I think it's due to the proliferation of services that are just popping up left and right. And so everybody needs to be able to some extent, you're going to have to connect to one or more of these services.
Yeah,
And
and I think that's important too, right? Especially with all these services, it allows businesses or products to be more purpose built, right?
yeah,
And now one person doesn't have to do everything. You know that you're good at function A and someone else is good at function B. So you don't need to throw together an immature solution for function B. You'd rather just leverage someone that's good at it and then integrate with that system.
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah, and just in everyday world, Bob gave a great example of just the integration between the services used on a daily basis. Whether I'm going somewhere, I don't know where I'm going, I'm hungry, I need some place to stay, and the more intertwined those services can become, obviously it's gonna be better as the company as a whole. You're going to go to the one-stop shop where I can get everything done, everything I need. That's going to be at a click of a button. The less stops I have to go to, the better it is for the end user and ultimately the company itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
So, I mean, as far as, a non-tech person goes, learning how these integrations work with APIs and whatnot, how do you think that's going to benefit?
So I have some strong opinions about this.
Of course you do.
So, as someone that lives and breathes integrations, I'll tell you that I think that the most important piece of tools that are now no code, and there's a surge of them on the market, right? We got
A ton of 'em.
Zapier, you got Flow.io, and even AlertOps in a large capacity. When we're talking about no code integrations, I think that allows people to stop focusing on the jargon, stop focusing on the back end, stop focusing on the syntax, and start focusing on process, right? I need to accomplish data moving from system A to system B, but it's not the fact that I need to get the data in system B. It's that I need to get the data in system B so that I can perform my next function in that process. To date, or at least up until recently, a lot of emphasis has been focused on the actual implementation of pushing the data rather than why we have that data. Why do we need our HR system to capture all of the contact methods from a different database? Why do we need our SSO system to pull all of the information from our Active Directory that is on premise? I think that the need as far as why the data there is going to start becoming the focus when it's easier to integrate. So all of these tools that start letting people that don't know JavaScript, that don't know Python, all of a sudden to push data from system to system allows them to focus more on the business and less on the technical.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
it
get the
sounds like
value of the
basically,
service more quickly too, right?
Yeah.
That's the key, right? So you're focusing on the process and the deliverable, the business need, rather than the implementation, how to do it. And that's, yeah. And again, it comes back to using those other services, right? So a purpose-built service that will give you the data that you actually need, right? From, maybe it's from Power BI, for example, right? From your Office 365. Again, somebody will develop a tool that can pull you whatever from a specific thing from your Outlook, right? Whatever it is, your Office 365 tool.
yeah. Well, I think what the future is going to look like is I don't care how it gets done. Here's the big picture. How can you guys make that talk? And the more automated that process can get and less technical, the better off that company is going to be. Because honestly, I don't really care what it looks like, how it gets done. Here's the end, what I want it to look like. So how do you think that's going to play out in the future then? Like, is that kind of what you guys see coming together too?
I
More.
think that for larger enterprises, right, there's always going to need to be a middleman. I think that there are so many moving parts, hundreds of systems, that we don't want data to just move around willy-nilly. Now, with that said, understanding how data moves from a system to another for anyone that's non-technical is crucial, because at that point they can very clearly articulate what the needs are. So that middleman, right, whether it is from a marketing standpoint for a marketing ops personnel, or alternatively system engineer, or even in the case of a service, like for a service delivery team, in the case that you need to move data from a monitoring tool to a ticketing tool, whatever that looks like. Being able to understand how systems integrate will allow you to more effectively communicate how they're supposed to integrate. But at the smaller level, right, at the smaller tier, if you're a one-man shop, you have a technology product that you have to some extent, but your processes aren't defined and you're not super technical yourself. You can't wait around or hire someone for every tiny thing that you would need to move from system to system. So it starts to become, I think, a category or that propels efficiency, the simpler that integratability becomes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Great. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys taking a few minutes to chat with me a little bit about this. Definitely shed some light on a lot of interesting subjects. So,
Right.
Awesome. Till the
all
next
right,
one.
guys. Till the next one. Have a good one.
Yeah.